Even though the king had a soft touch, he did have a standard by which all princesses, spoiled or not, must live by.
First, she must dress befitting a royal princess.
Just give me a credit card in my room and I'll have all the latest fashion.
Second, she must learn to curtsy, dance the minuet, and smile, even under the most trying of circumstances. Smiling, she said.
And I'm not the Bushwick princess, Father.
Thirdly, and most importantly, a true princess is true to her word.
Cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. I promise to keep my promises.
But even with all these rules, the princess loved her role as princess, and was quite content to spend her days at the palace of her father, the king. Several handsome young men came to ask for the princess's hand. But she knew she had a very good thing going, and she snubbed the best one. Whatever.
One of the things the princess loved to do was play in her backyard. Oh, the backyard of the palace was a wonderful place. It was one huge garden with lots of nooks and crannies, fountains and flowers, birds and banyan trees.
One of her favorite games was tossing her golden ball high into the air and catching it. She had it on, while that ball would go higher and higher into the air. Well, one day it went higher than it ever had before and landed in an icky well.
Oh no, that was her favorite ball. Whatever would she do? Well, she did what every good little princess does. She cried.
Boo-hoo!
And she cried.
Boo-hoo!
And she cried.
Boo-hoo!
She was crying so hard and so fast that she didn't even notice that someone, or should I say something, was watching her.
Talk to me.
Finally, when her crying down to a few simpering sniffles, she heard a voice, or rather, froggy voice, say, "Excuse me! Excuse me! Excuse me!"
The princess looked all about the royal garden, and there was no one there, except a rather warty, a rather bug-eyed, a rather green-looking frog who was staring right at her.
Did you say something?
Yes, I did. I was wondering, why were you crying?
Well, you see, I was crying because I had this golden ball, a present from my father, the king, and I was playing with it, and it landed in all places but that icky well.
I see, but that's still nothing to cry about. Why, you can ask your father, the king, for another one.
That's the third golden ball I've lost this month. Even my father has his limits.
I see. Well, I could get that ball out faster than you take Jack Ribbit's son.
Oh, I'd be most appreciative, and I'm sure my father, the king, could award you a kingdom or something.
Not to seem ungrateful, but I had something else in mind.
Oh, I knew it. You frogs are all alike. Trying to trick a princess out of her gold jewelry and tiara.
Gold and jewelry wouldn't work a thing for me, and a tiara wouldn't look a bit thing on me now, would it?
Quite right, Froggy. But how could I ever repay you for such a daring deed?
It's quite simple. Just let me be your friend. And let me sit next to your plate while you eat, and let me rest my weary head on your silken pillow.
No way, Jose. Gross.
All right. See you at the next swamp meet.
Wait, Froggy. I must have that golden ball, so I promise.
Not to seem distrustful of a beautiful princess, but would you mind saying out loud what you promise?
I promise. Scout's honor. Cross my heart. Hope to crow. Pardon the pun. That I will let you be my friend. And you can sit next to me while I eat. And you can lay your weary head on my silken pillow at night. Is that it?
I think you've got it. Back in a flash.
Sure enough, before one could say Jack Robinson, he was back with a great gold ball in his froggy hands.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Now that we're friends and all, can we go play a game of croquet?
Well, Froggy, I have a hair appointment. After
not have a hair appointment. She is used as an excuse to get away from that annoying frog.
Soon, it was time for dinner. The cooks really outdid themselves tonight. Everyone was seated and ready to take the first bite, and they all heard a rather soft, yet distinctive, scratching sound at the royal door.
Finally, the king bellowed.
Will someone find out what is making that infernal noise?
There was a scurry of activity, with lots of bowing and yes sirs and right away, your majesty. Finally, someone went to open the door.
Your Majesty, there is a Sir Toad that requests your presence.
Very well. Show him to the table.
Sir Toad of Avalon, as you'd probably guessed, was the very toad that had recently salvaged the golden ball in yonder yard about an hour before.
Now the king, who had a politician's heart, greeted the toad with every bit of royal courtesy he could muster. He said,
Sir Toad, it is my pleasure to see you. But pray tell, what is such an important matter that it cannot wait?
Now, to shorten this story a bit, I'm not going to tell you what he said, and then she said, and then it said. No, I'll just let it be said that when the dust had finally settled, the king made the princess prove that she was a real friend of this frog by kissing him on his green, cold, rubbery head, and letting him sit at her plate as she had promised. So the frog sat quite comfortably on the edge of the princess's plate as she tried to eat. I say tried because she had long lost her appetite by trying to eat her guacamole and lime sherbet.
after a rather torturous meal, the princess finally got up, post haste, made her way outside. She went out into the garden, around the birds, around the maple trees, all the way around the well. I'll assume that you know that the frog was stopping at her heels the entire time. Soon, she made her way to her bedroom. She tried to slam the door. The frog hopped in and onto the lace canopy bed.
Get out!
I think you must be mistaken. What your father, the king, said.
I did not forget what my father, the king, said. Keep your promises. Blah, blah, blah.
So you were listening. Well, I'm gonna throw on my blue silky pajamas and meet you on your silken.
That did it. The princess had had enough. First, she loses the golden ball through no fault of her own. Second, she had to make promises to a frog, no less, that she had no intention of keeping. Then she had to kiss him on his slimy frog head, just to prove that this amphibian was her friend. She even missed out on her favorite meal because Sir What's-His-Name had to go tattling to her father. And now she had to share her bed with this hermit frog? No way. In a rage, she scooped up the frog, walked outside, and threw him into the well.
Now I know what you're thinking. Somebody's going to have to clean up that mess. But wait, that's not what happened at all.
You see, when she tossed that frog into the well, he didn't turn into a decent slime ball. No,